1 second.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't see.
Hold on. Hold on. It's start.
We need to invite. Which one?
Bonnie Gilliard is what I invited.
Ken Bonnie Gilliard.
Yeah, that's the one I did.
Yeah.
Do you see it yet?
No.
No? How come?
You're right here. Yep, I got it.
You got it.
We're on camera. Am I joining? Oh, there we go.
There you go. You can
hang up now? Okay.
Hey. Hey, Bonnie.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay.
I went down here. Let me turn up. Okay, there we go. How you doing?
I've been better. I've been better.
Yeah. But how's your volume on your end?
Actually, I can hear you pretty good.
Yeah. I can't hear you very well on my end.
Really?
So
Really?
being out here,
it must be my internet.
It possibly is. So, but that's okay. I can hear you somewhat. I've got you turned up all the way. But yeah, we just wanted to come on. There's a lot of people sending a lot of messages. They're sending messages that they're praying, that they love you, and they just need a bit of an update. You're finally in a room
at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they've started doing some things that they need to do. Some things are being put into place, and so which is good. We still don't know what's ahead, right?
No.
We don't know if you need a procedure, and if you do, what's going to be expected.
Well, the doctor who sent me here for a procedure, remember?
Yeah. So, but will they need a PCR test?
And like I said on the live a while ago, I know, Bonnie, you don't watch my lives. I won't mask. I won't test.
Yeah.
And, I won't take the jab for nobody.
Yeah.
We
made that agreement a long time ago that we would take a stand right through to the end. For this.
Is it easy in here? No. The nurses, except one, are very, very mean. And then the doctor had come in just a little while ago and said, about me being mean to the nurses. I said, are you serious? I said,
wow.
I said, are you serious? I said, I'm not being mean to them. They're being mean to me. I said, they're rude. And he said, well,
one of the things that you were telling me was that you, and I know this for a fact, that you need your CPAP to sleep.
It is. I've never, people don't know that, only you guys, but truth be known, yes, I have severe sleep apnea. My goal is to be off of that, but I'm not off of it right now. And
so you asked them for one in the hospital?
Yeah. See, when I was in the hospital before, a couple of years ago for cancer surgery, when I had the NG tube, and Bonnie was very sick, they couldn't use the CPAP, they automatically would put me on 4 liters of oxygen. Now my oxygen is fine in the daytime, as anybody with the CPAP is, but as you desat, or your oxygen level gets very low while you sleep. And then with me, it leads me to a bad headache and into a major migraine. So I've been denied oxygen. I said to a friend of mine who's here, Tammy, and I said that, why they can't put a mask over my face to stop me from breathing? And I said, so they're going to deny me oxygen. So they're very, very mean. There's only one nurse here that came in twice, and she is just such a sweetheart.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
And I said to Tammy here, I said to you, I said, that's what it's all about. I said, that's what I went in the nursing for, you know, but
Well, the thing
compassion,
is
the empathy.
the compassion and the empathy is not there at all.
No,
I was there with you earlier, and we
they
went
called the
in,
police
and
on you.
the treatment that you and I got, and they finally put us into a very back room away from everyone in the hospital, which was fine. They accommodated, is
Well,
what
I told
they
them they
were
had a
doing.
duty to accommodate.
Yeah, that's what you told them. So because we refused to wear a mask or a face shield, they told us to compromise. But we've already made a decision a long time ago that we won't. And so we got put into this room. It had no garbage can, no tissues, no water, nurse not to be
No call
found.
bell. And with me in pain, they weren't checking up on me regularly. And you had to, because there's no garbage can, I needed to throw up with the pain, and you had to try to find a garbage can.
Yeah. So here we are. We're left alone in this room and no one to help. So, and I had to use the washroom. So I looked out in the hall. Nobody was out in the hall.
No.
And because I'm not trying to cause problems in the hospital, I just want to go use the washroom. So there's a washroom 2 doors down from where we were put. So I looked out. There was nobody there. And I went out, went into the bathroom, and straight out of the bathroom back to my room. And there was a camera. There's a camera in that room, so they must have been watching us because
it's
they
video
were.
And it's got to be audio in there.
Yeah, they were on me immediately. The director of the what's she called?
Administrative.
Yeah,
I guess, or
and
something. They
then
call it here.
2 or 3 of the security people. And I said, I just went to use the washroom. She said, well, you can't without a mask. And I said, well, you've accommodated putting us in this room and walked through the entire place.
Yeah.
And I just stepped out into the hall to the bathroom and back, and now you're denying me the human right to be able to use the washroom. So they ended up calling the police. We tried to talk to the police to no avail. They said that I had to follow rules, and I said, no, we need to abide by the law, not rules.
Yeah.
And they saw it differently, and they escorted me out. And then that's when Tammy graciously stepped in.
Yeah.
And so I thank God that you're not in there by yourself.
You know what? I said that to Tammy a while ago. I said, you know what? You were sent here by the grace of God. I said, because I said, you know what? When people are in the hospital, they're vulnerable. Everybody is vulnerable because they're sick, they're weak, they can't think clearly. That's why we need somebody with us, who's thinking clearly, has their best interest at heart. And
it's been
it's
so long now. It's been like a couple of years where nobody was allowed their husbands or their wives or advocates with them, their loved one with them, and then I'm escorted out just because I use a bathroom, even though that nobody was around. So it just doesn't make sense.
That's why I said
so I'm curious to find out tomorrow as you find out what is going to be needed for this procedure. If you're going to need a PCR test, I'm quite concerned that they're going to demand it.
And I won't,
because
I won't comply.
I know that you won't. But Jeremy, what's Jeremy's last name?
Oh my goodness. Oh, please forgive me for.
Gibson. Jeremy Gibson, I believe it is. So Jeremy contacted us and he talked about gathering some people tomorrow. And so I guess there is a meeting time. Anybody who wants to come out, we're not out to block the hospital at all. This here is not just about Cindy. Yes, we need to advocate for Cindy. To be honest with you, what's happening is wrong,
Yeah.
Cindy has advocated for many people that has been in these types of situations, and right now Cindy does need us to advocate for her. And but it's not just about Cindy. The medical system has been hijacked,
Absolutely.
and you know, we have done many protests out in front of the CBC there, between CBC and the Regent and Priestman. And but I guess that there's a meeting time, Jeremy said, for 10 a.m. At the Best Buy in Fredericton off of Prospect. Okay, that's kitty corner to the CBC, because there's lots of parking over there. So Jeremy's going to be there for 10 a.m. That's what we're planning to show up with your boys there. And anyway, and support you on the outside. So anybody who's interested in coming, bringing signs about healthcare, that these policies and rules are against our human rights, against the charter, but first and foremost, are inalienable God-given rights as a human being to be able to accept or deny any type of medical treatment. That includes a mask, PCR tests, or any types of jabs. So, or they're giving us ultimatums instead of, you know, appropriate consent. They're putting a demand and saying, you do this, or else you don't get that. And that is not consent. That is actually called intimidation.
Absolutely.
And coercion, which is actually in our criminal code. So, you know, I served the police officers notices of liability tonight, and we are going to be serving the hospital notices of liability as well. I just can't believe that the mistreatment, you've been being looked after, but in a discriminatory way.
Well, that's what Tammy was saying. She said, I can't believe how mean they're being to you. I said, what? Like a second-class citizen? And she, like, it's, you know what, when you really stand your ground in a nice way, there's, you know, my gosh, people are
just
mean.
Because you stand your ground, now you're a mean person. And I'll tell you right now, I've known Cindy for quite a while, and Cindy's far from mean. You know, for them to say that is absolutely shocking. It's only because Cindy is just standing on her rights as a human being, God-given rights that are protected by our Canadian laws, or used to be protected. I didn't feel too protected tonight.
No.
Did you? Are you feeling very protected there?
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
Tammy said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, one of the comments on here, I thank people for, you know, my gosh, it's after 4 o'clock in the morning and people are watching. I thank you for your support. I really,
Veteran nurse 35 years and they're talking to you like.
Yeah, Tammy said it, you know, veteran nurse of 35 years and they're talking to you like this. You know, I said, I know. And it's sad. You know, it's not, I told Tammy, it's not even about nursing, it's about how you treat your fellow man, right?
Exactly.
So, back to a comment on here, and it's no offense to the comment. It was saying just, you know, PCR test, just spit to a cup, it works the same. I won't,
no,
you know,
because it's wrong.
Yeah, you know, I've stood strong. I will not take a PCR test no matter how they want to give it, because they can't diagnose. They never could. It's about adding to a case count. And the thing is, I want people to know that's how they get you. Because if it comes back positive, and I'm not sick, like cold, flu sick, it comes back positive, that determines your course of treatment within the hospital, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So, no, I've always stood my ground, and I've always told people I will stand my ground, not vote for me or my family. It's for everybody.
That's right. So if we are saying to people, stop getting tested,
Yeah,
who are we to go in and
Yeah.
then just get tested?
yeah,
You know, it would just
absolutely.
be absolutely wrong. And we've made a moral stand.
We
This
did
is
a
a
long time ago.
moral stand
Yeah.
that we have decided, that Cindy's decided, because we've talked about this many times.
Absolutely.
What if we landed in the hospital? What would we do when the pressure came on? Because that's really the test. And trust me, Cindy needs the procedure that she needs coming up in the next few hours or whenever that they're going to do this. She needs this. And so she needs us if they're going to require a PCR test.
Right.
Nothing has been said about it yet, right? So we're just waiting to see. But the treatment, besides that, even if they don't need a PCR test this time, the treatment is just so
horrendous.
I don't have any words. And like you said at the beginning, where's the compassion and the empathy for humankind? Like, I did not feel safe in there tonight. I actually thought that the security guard at one time was either going to snatch my phone or maybe even try to haul me out of there or do something.
He got into your personal
space. I did
space
not
there.
feel safe around him.
I know.
He was very angry. They tried to embarrass us and publicly shame us.
But you know what I get a kick out of when people in a business or any type of employment are trying to discriminate, people for their personal choices and publicly shaming. I've never once seen anybody else stand up for that person yet.
And it didn't happen tonight either. In that hospital, there was not anyone who stood up for us. No one. Everybody, I looked around, and people turned their faces away from us and put their heads down, and they stayed silent. That's how evil gets perpetrated, is when good people, and I'm telling you, those are probably good people sitting in that emergency room, but they stay silent.
Yeah. Sure.
And we've always said right from the start, I wish that Ken was here, but he's getting a little bit of rest right now. We've always said, right, Cindy, when we've done meetings and stuff, is mass non-compliance. We need to, all of us, stop complying with these things, and so anyway, if you're able to come out tomorrow, Jeremy is going to be there. Gibson, I believe his last name is.
Yeah.
He's going to be there at Best Buy over off of Prospect Street and in the parking lot there. And then probably going over to where CBC is and down Regent, down to Priestman. So that's the area that people are going to be showing up with their flags, their signs. We need to speak up about the health care system. It's minus the care.
Yeah, I know.
It's minus the care anymore.
I see Jonathan made a comment here. Thanks, Jonathan. You're allowed to record. Yeah, we know that. We tell everybody you're allowed to record as long as you're in the participant. What we got is the staff here telling us we can't, and us educating them that absolutely we can. So it's so they don't like that, and even the officer.
They don't like it whenever you stand up, and we didn't get mean. We didn't yell, we didn't shout, we didn't put up a big scene or anything like that. We just simply said what our rights were, and they got very, very angry. So, and then Cindy's number came up to be triaged.
Yeah.
And so the nurse came out, called Cindy's number. We got up, was going with her. She didn't say anything about us not having on a face mask, and she was bringing us to her desk. And before we got sat down to be triaged, then all of a sudden that security guard and the facilitator came and said, no, 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 we'll be taking care of them, and said, and swooped us off and stuck us in a back room and to be monitored with a camera, and and forgot about us.
They
just
did.
left us there.
They did.
Purposely forgot
I
is
know.
how I feel.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And it wasn't until Cindy called out to somebody that was in the hallway and asked them if they could go see if somebody forgot about us, that we were number 50. And so it was a wonderful guy that was cleaning the hallway.
Yeah.
He was very gracious, and he said, I'm going to go check for you. And he did, and he said, they told me that they haven't forgotten about you. But now I think that they did.
That's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
But, you know, absolutely they did forget, and I do know that because our number was called.
Yeah.
Our number was called, and it was a couple hours.
And they went past us, even though that you were in turn. And the facilitator said,
few hours.
You will not be before anybody else. You will come back here and you'll just wait your turn.
You won't
and I'm
get
just like, we're not trying to get ahead of anybody else. In fact, it was Cindy's number. It was her turn.
Yeah.
Nobody was trying to get ahead of anybody else. It just it seems twisted. They just start lying. And then this facilitator lied about me and said that I was not following the rules just because I went pee in the bathroom 2 doors over.
Yeah.
Not following the rules. Well, where was I supposed to go pee? On the floor?
Yeah, really.
Cindy, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
It's just unbelievable. These people need a moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
Their moral compass is broken.
Yeah. Well,
they need ethics.
Because even this doctor, do you know, like, what is wrong with him? You know, he says to me just about a half hour ago when he came back in, you know, he said, yeah, we have you scheduled for CAT scan now. They already did a few tests. We have you scheduled for a CAT scan in the morning. Well, the other doctor already did the scheduling for it. But anyway, and then, oh my goodness, where was I going? Oh, and he says to me, oh, this is what, 3:30, quarter to four. And he said, you know, if you want, you can go home, you know, and come back, you know, for 8 o'clock. I said, are you serious? I said, I can't move. I said, I'm nauseated just turning with the pressure and the pain. You know, and they got an IV going, and, you know, it just like, there's other things going too. But I'm thinking, you're kidding me. I said, you're serious? He said, well, how far do you live? And I told him where. He said, oh, about 45 minutes away. I said, yeah. He said, well, he said, you know, if we let you stay, he said, you got to be nice to the staff. I'm like, you know, he said, I'm hearing you're mean. I'm like, mean? I'm like, I'm not mean to the staff, you know? And I said, they're the ones mean to me.
Yeah, the staff literally is lying about you. The staff lied about me.
I know.
Had me escorted out by police. And the police said to me, they said it doesn't matter whether or not that they're following the law.
I know.
They said it doesn't matter. I said, so you're telling me if I had purple hair and she didn't like that I had purple hair, that she could call the police and have me removed? And he said, yes. Well, doesn't that take us back to Rosa Parks and the
he didn't want to talk about when you said Rosa Parks.
Yeah, when I brought up Rosa Parks, he didn't even want to talk about that. You know, Rosa Parks was allowed to sit in the back seat, but she wasn't allowed to sit in the front seat of the bus.
Yeah.
But here we are. We're back at that, people, you know, of that they can decide who gets to sit in the front seat of the bus again. It just
Yeah.
isn't right.
And they get to decide in here who gets treatment.
Who gets treatment, who
gets
doesn't get
seen.
treatment,
Yep.
who they'll allow you to be your advocate. They didn't want me to be
No.
there, so they
No.
had me removed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they did.
So, but again, I still thank God that Tammy is there. So,
You know, yeah, it was a
she was a
godsend.
godsend.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but anyway, we wanted to come on here, give you all an update because we are getting a lot of messages, and we're very thankful because you're showing your love and your care, and but it's not even possible to get through all of the messages.
No,
right?
You know, it's the outpouring is amazing. You know, this is me raw. But,
It
and
really
the only
is.
reason I'm doing it is not just for me, it's for everybody. You know,
Right.
that's next. So
It's this is so important. People don't realize how important it is that we gain back our rights in the hospital. It is not right that they are taking away, that they took away our rights.
Well,
and people are like, oh, well, just get a PCR test. Just put on a mask.
Yeah.
You're missing the entire point of this whole thing. It's not just a mask. It's not just a PCR test.
So this brings me to digital ID. This is what the governments of each province are accepting the bribery from Trudeau to implement digital ID into the healthcare system for compliance. This it needs to stop.
That's right. This needs to stop now. And I have 6 grandchildren. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's for future generations. We can't just be thinking about ourselves. This is not for ourselves. This is for the future of our country, 100%, of our nation.
100%.
And you know what?
That's why I say I will go down fighting.
Yeah.
I will go down fighting.
And this is how we fight, everyone, is number one, Cindy and I are people of faith. You know that Ken and I and Cindy, we stand on our faith. We stand on it very strong. We pray. We really do pray. You have no idea the prayers that we put in to our country. God, keep our land glorious and free. And we do believe that God is intervening. And so that's first and foremost is prayer. I believe that God is going to move in our country in a supernatural, divine way. And the second way is that we take a stand, a personal stand, and decide how you can stand against this. And how you stand is stop getting tested, stop wearing those face masks. There are still many people who are wearing face masks when they know that they do not work. It's unscientific.
Well, the thing is, Bonnie, wouldn't it, if I came in here and they're asking for a face mask or asking for a test, it would make life a whole lot easier for them and me. But it's not about that. It's not about that. It's standing up for what's right. And we need mass non-compliance. Absolutely. We need mass non-compliance. We've preached that from day one.
Day one. And we need it to spread across this country. So, when you get united and you say, okay, no more face masks, there'll not be any more. No more PCR tests, there won't be any more. It's every time we comply puts another nail in the coffin.
Absolutely.
Just look at it that way, right? It puts a nail in our human rights.
Absolutely.
Right? We need to protect these things. Human rights is to be protected. Our inalienable, God-given rights. We need to protect those because whether you believe in God or not, if you look at all the countries around the world, if God is not the foundation of that country, nobody's free. But we live
They're in
in a
bondage.
country that you can choose
Yeah.
to believe in God or not believe in God, and we can live together peacefully.
Yeah.
But you take God out of the picture.
They've been taking God out of the picture in Canada for a while.
Yeah.
But look at the revivals happening.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that's like, wow. You know, I love that.
They're praising God and the revivals, and people are, can you imagine, they're gathering together and they don't want to leave.
No.
Even Fox News, Tucker Carlson had even did a news report on it, and apparently he's going to go there in person as well.
That's awesome.
And that's what we hope and pray that happens here, you know, across our nation as well. So we need a lot more love and compassion and empathy and God-fearing men and women.
Absolutely.
You know, look at the issues with the children too.
I know.
You know,
I know.
it's
That's
the
what
children
we're fighting for. We're fighting for it all.
Children are targeted by perverted people, and it's allowed in our education system and allowed out in our society. Things that are being allowed would never have been allowed. These people would be locked up. Teachers, principals, librarians, in the past, you would have been locked up for spreading pornography to children, or even having children pornography, because some of the stuff that they have drawn in these pictures is disgusting. So we could go on and on and on, right? So come on out tomorrow morning at Best Buy if you want. That's the meeting spot. If you're not able to come out by 10 a.m., then you'll find people that's going to be on Regent Street between CBC and corner of Priestman and Regent. We do not want to go and block any of the hospital entrances. That's not what we're about, because we want everybody who needs access to the hospital to get into the hospital. And but come out with your signs, your flags, your concerns written on those signs. We have Cindy, who's been a nurse for 30 some years.
Almost 35 years.
Yeah. And now she's in the hospital. This is not where she wants to be.
No.
But we need to see that she gets proper care, and that other people do in the future. Okay?
Absolutely.
So, but this is why you had the vision of a wellness hub, and we've worked very hard on it together.
Absolutely.
And we're going to continue on with the wellness hub. We're going to keep building this parallel system.
See, this is why I say this is why we need more equipment. More equipment.
We do. So, absolutely.
You know,
we don't need a government or a system closing us out of getting the proper care that we need, that we all need.
Absolutely.
Okay. I love you, my friend. I wish I was in there with you, but I'm out here and still supporting you, and we love you, and we got the fires going in your place.
Good.
Keeping the place warm.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
All right. So we'll chat in the morning probably, or call me anytime, right? I got my phone here.
Yeah, try to get some sleep.
Yeah, you too, right? I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't know.
All right. So we got some other comments on here. I'm sorry, I can't really get through all the comments, but anyway, hugs.
All right.
Tammy, thank you, Tammy, for being there with Cindy. We appreciate it very much. And pray for us all. Pray for Cindy. Pray for the doctors. Pray for the nurses. Like, you know, they need a heart of compassion and love, and know why that they are nurses and doctors. You know. So, and demonstrate it. So, anyways, bless you. my friend.
All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.